How are you doing? I'm Sean. A subscriber of mine direct messaged me on Instagram and asked if I could teach him some music basics because he started learning piano for 2 months by himself, and well, he's a beginner and he wanted to seek advice from me, and I decided to make this video in hopes that I could help him and help other people as well. I'm not sure if I have to explain this, but I have made a video which is right here or there. I'm not sure where it is. I'll link it in the annotations. So if you're totally new to playing the piano, my first advice would be well, just the basics. When you're playing the piano, your palm shouldn't be touching the edge right here because it wouldn't be wise if you were to do that. I mean, you can do it if you know when you're resting. Anyway, moving on. So the song he sent me is quite surprising actually. Like maybe it's because he's an adult. The person's name is Lukas, by the way. I'll be calling him that. Lukas sent me 2 songs, and one of them is by Chopin, which I really don't recommend you playing as a beginner, because usually Chopin songs shouldn't be easy. And when I think of songs for beginners, I think of Mozart or Beethoven, or at least like playing children's songs, like something at that level. But it's adults we're talking about, so I can understand why teachers would choose this level of songs. But then I think he chose it for himself. So the first song he sent me is Gymnopédie Note 1 by Eric Satie, or Eric Satie. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Well, the thing is, I'm gonna show you the image right here. Something's wrong with this sheet, and I'm sure you can tell. And it's at bar 5. Now normally when you begin playing the piano, you would be immediately confused by bar 5 because the right hand cannot reach that far. And so this is why I recommend you another sheet, which I'll link in the description below. It's more organized and friendly. It honestly annoys me because I'm an arranger myself. So when you're playing a music sheet, you just read whatever's on the sheet. Now the first thing you'll be seeing is the music term, and it's in French. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It basically translates to slow and painful. If you're not sure how fast or slow you should be playing the song, then you can take some reference from YouTube. You can look up covers or official soundtracks by professionals. Once you get the idea of how fast or slow you play the song, you can start from there. You don't have to play a song at its exact speed. You don't have to exactly play the song at an exact speed because there's no indication of any tempo in the sheet. So this is why you can play it at any speed you want as long as you're following the trace of the song, which is slow and painful. Okay, now you're reading the sheets. You should notice that it's in D major. I remember that Lukas told me that he's bad at sight reading, which is really normal for a beginner. And here's my advice. You should memorize the middle C of the treble clef on the right hand and the middle C of the treble clef on the left hand. And these are just 2 notes. Once you know where the middle C are, you then go for the other octaves, like the 4th C, the 5th C, the 6th C, and so on. Once you get the hang of it, you can start counting from there, because sight reading is not an easy thing and it takes years of experience to get used to it. After that, you can memorize where the other notes are, like E or G for example, as long as you're following the notes. That's more easier to memorize. Okay, let's start playing. The thing with practicing is that you should start it off with your own pace. You don't have to force yourself to play really fast, or you can try and play it slowly, but you just have to make sure that your tempo is consistent. But in this case, if your problem is not with the tempo but with the notes, then you should try and understand how the chord progression works. It's basically deconstructing the melody. Every song has a pattern, and once you recognize the pattern, it will be more easier to play. With the first and the second bar, it's basically just G and B, D, F sharp, and then D and then A, C sharp, F sharp. You can start by playing one hand, like either with left or right. It's usually recommended that you start with with your right hand, and then you can play it with your both hands. Remember, just go with your own pace. You don't have to force yourself. But if you feel like you can force yourself, then you can go ahead and do that. Bear in mind that my piano is off tune. Some keys may get stuck and noise pollution, and I'm still a student. I'm gonna try my best to teach my audience. And keep in mind of the dynamics, because my piano is quite old. I cannot play it softly or loudly. It just maintains at a short range of dynamics. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Here are the signs that appear in this sheet, and this is called repeat the passage. The right repeat the passage means where it ends, and the left repeat the passage means where it starts at. And there's also this too, which is called prima volta or seconda volta, which translates from Italian to first time and second time. It basically means that you're gonna play the entire song and up onto this part, like for the first section, and then you have to repeat it all over again from the beginning, or where the bar line should be, and then you play it all the way up to the second time. Okay, once you test it or try out the left hand, you try the left hand. But yeah, fingering is important, by the way. The most important thing about when you're switching fingers is your thumb and your arm. When your right hand is going up, you should pay more attention to where your thumb can go to. If not, you can just use your arm. But it's usually not recommended, because you have to work out with your fingering to improve your flexibility so you can play harder songs. And it's very repetitive. This song is not hard. I would recommend it for beginners. Actually, the song is played very slow, so you don't really have to worry about playing it too fast. I forgot to mention something. I don't know why songs like this don't include pedaling in the sheet, but if you have listened to this song before, it has pedals. You're just basically switching pedals for each bar. And remember, just when you're switching your pedals, don't entirely move your leg upwards. Just move it halfway, like this, and don't move it don't finish it, because you need the ambience. If you're used to it, you should look at the sheet and not the piano, because you have to memorize where the notes are, so it makes sight reading much easier. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it quickly because it's a waste of time. Yeah, close one. Teachers don't really have to know how to play the song to teach students, and this is why if you are able to understand how the song plays and how it works, then you're pretty much qualified to teach. Okay, so the second song Lucas sent me is Waltz in C sharp minor, Opus 64, Note 2. Now normally I don't recommend beginners to play songs by Chopin, because he's from the Romantic period, the 18th century. It's the period where composers compose their songs in a rubato tempo, which means that they don't have a consistent tempo. If you're having trouble with tempos, then this could be a problem for you. Rubato tempo means that it's sometimes accelerates, it sometimes slows down. It's very different, and it's very complicated for a lot of songs. A lot of musicians convey these types of songs in their own way most of the time. And like I said so before, if you're not sure how the song is played, you should watch covers on YouTube, especially from credible channels that make better quality. Well, not for the sake of video or audio quality, but more of the professionalism or experience by the pianists themselves. Now the sheet Lucas sent me is, well, right here, like this. It's a simplified version of the song, but I'm still going to play the harder version of it because I can't really see well. And there are parts of the song that I would like to discuss as well, if it's part of the sheet. I think he just sent me like one page and that's about it. I'm going to link the sheets that I'm currently reading, that I'm going to discuss about in the description below. At bar 45 and up to bar 48, it slows down. This song also changes tempo, which is I really would not recommend this for any beginner pianists. It sounds like this. I hope I can pull this off. I'm improvising after all. Yeah, that's the closest that I can get right now. It's like, yeah, the thing with me is that I can't force myself to play a song that I don't want to play. I mean, it's not that I don't want to make this video, don't get me wrong. If I could help someone, and if you want me to make more of these types of videos, you can private message me on Twitter or leave some comments below. I'll try my best to teach you guys. Now, as I play the beginning, it gets slower and slower. Yeah, you just have to memorize like the key, the hardest parts of a song, and then like you soon realize that you're more worried about those specific parts than the rest of the song. And yeah, that's about it. I hope this video is not too long. I really hope so. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank my channel members as well for supporting this channel. Please leave a like and comment. It really helps me with the YouTube's algorithm. Subscribe to my channel if you're interested to stay tuned for more of my content, and I'll see you next time. Take care.